As we have entered into the digital age, we now have access to a vast amount of information. We now have an opportunity unlike any time in history to send and receive information throughout the world. Having freedom of speech is vitally important to protect our ability to share information, ideas, strategies, etc. to each other. Speaking of freedom of speech, I want to give a shout out to a couple of podcasts that I've been listening to a lot here lately, and that is the Tactical Health Podcast and Joe Rogan's podcast. These podcasts really allow someone to dig deeper into various topics, for example, such as health. I think this is very vitally important because the topic of health is complex in nature, and oftentimes what you may hear in the news, for example, are going to be these simplistic sound bites rattled off by people who are interrupting each other, rather than having a more complex, nuanced conversation. I really do appreciate these two podcasts in particular, and specifically I'd like to mention with the Joe Rogan podcast, regardless whether one believes in the particular point of views that Joe Rogan may have, I really appreciate how he'll have individuals from very different viewpoints on a particular topic. For example, in politics, he'll have somebody who may be considered more conservative, but then he'll also have somebody considered more on the liberal end. And so I really appreciate how he'll allow people with different perspectives come together and talk, and how he does a good job of not interrupting them, and really, allowing them to get deep in conversations to the end that sometimes the podcasts last for multiple hours, 2, 3, 4, maybe even more hours. I really appreciate that, and really, with a topic as fundamentally important as health, I think it's important that we're willing to put some time into learning and, hearing the various viewpoints, especially if they're from those that are experts in their fields. And I think it's just something to be aware of. So I wanted to share that, and I know as we go into 2020 here, as of the time that I'm making this video right now, I just want to let you all know that be on the lookout in the future, because I myself am looking forward to engaging in these sort of long-form conversations with people and getting deeper into various topics that are important in nature. So I look forward to staying in contact. Best to you and to your prosperity and health. Take care.